The WWC, what the world is watching.
Zombie accounts in versus. You may not like the strategy, but you may be forced to adopt it. Let's get into it.
600 plus days of last war grinding, battles spawn, lessons learned, strategies mastered. When we talk, you level up. Welcome to the Warzone Wrecking Crew.
Welcome everybody to the WWC QB18 here, and we are going to talk about versus. And in versus, there are what we call zombie accounts. So this is something that has gone on for quite some time. And for those of you that don't know what a zombie account is, it's where a team will create an account. Somebody as their second account join their team, and nobody really necessarily manages the account or plays the account outside of hopping in and using it for versus points. So as you start out in the game, it's very easy to push things like, the buildings, the mines, your tech is real cheap early on, and you can push a lot of these things. So think if you pop up in a tech day for versus, you have a brand new account that you've added to your team. You have all of these things that are behind. You can hop right in there and just push all these things that you're just waiting and sitting on because you're not really using any of the material. The resources, everything's protected in that account because it's in a strong alliance and nobody's attacking it and taking anything from it and plundering it. So you just end up with a lot of opportunity to push, not to mention from hero day. Like if you started an account and you're just building it out, all your heroes could be starting from one. All you're doing is collecting and, logging in to maintain and collect in that account, but you're not really doing anything else because you don't want to push anything unless it's that hero day. So there are teams that refuse to adopt it, and then there's teams that embrace it. So let's look at a couple examples of what I say is a zombie account. So one of the teams we played recently was CRSO. So if you start looking at a team and trying to figure out, do they have any zombie accounts, one of the things that would be a red flag that you would look at is a low level of 32. Again, the server's been open for 650 days, and you come in here and you look and see a level 32 account that has less than 1 million kills. If you come in and see a level 33 account that has 296,000 kills, I mean, just from doing radar in the rebel attack, you get, I think, 1,700. So over time, you would amount for more than that very fast. So that would be something that would be a red flag. I think a lot of teams do it. It's not one team or the other. Here's another one. This one is level 34. They have 1 million kills. Usually you want to look, the obvious ones at least, will be the ones that kind of stick out. I don't know if, let's see if it has this or not, if they are doing the zombie kill route. Let's take a look and see if they have anybody that is under 35. And by the way, just because a zombie account doesn't have to be, they can raise it. Here's a 33. Here's a level 33, 2.4 million. I don't know. If they necessarily, it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. It could be, it's, some people just have low kill rates, so it's difficult to tell. I think OPU, they have a bunch of accounts I saw in here. So a level 28 with 9.8 thousand, that's not being played. A level 30 with 16.3 thousand, that's not being played. Here's another one, 602,000. Let's see, 3.3 million. Here's a level 26 with 20,000. So you can see that there's a lot of 6.4 thousand. These accounts can be dual purpose, by the way, because during the season, they can log into these accounts and reserve spots on land that are close to furnaces and things throughout the seasons. So there's also advantages to having those zombie accounts, but they have them in versus. So you're going to run into these in the Goal League, and you really just at this point of the game, there's no use in whining about it. There's no use in complaining about it. You can't tell a developer. There's nothing. The game can't do anything. You're allowed to add accounts to servers. As soon as you say that that's a rule, then there's no way to guard against it. There's no way to do anything. Somebody can build an account, sit there and add it to their alliance, and that's it. The only way would be to cut off adding new accounts to alliances, and then eventually all these old zombie accounts would get old. You'd have to do it in the whole server bracket, though, of like, for example, we are 64 servers between 68 and 132. You would have to shut everybody off within there because, don't forget, transfer season, they can just, if you shut off only a small group of servers that are older, that they can just transfer one of these zombie accounts into it, and you're back to square one. So, let's just say it's not going away anytime soon, unless these servers get shut off. And I would say that you really have a choice to make, where you are just going to lose to certain teams, and you just chalk it up as a loss. And then you move on to the next week and, eventually run into a team that doesn't have these zombie accounts, because it's almost impossible. The reason why they're doing it is because the strategy works. It's a sound strategy. You're going to stack somebody that is going to do just as much as a whale is going to do. So a whale can put up an enormous amount of points, and a zombie account can match that. So now you've canceled out the top person in the alliance, which then leads to the other people trying to scrap it out and seeing if they can add enough points against each other. But don't forget, there could be multiple of these zombie accounts in there, which just stacks the deck. So you just have to know that you're going to run into it, right? And you're going to have, this isn't going to stop from earlier servers on. This is a strategy that you can just get into, and then as you build out an account, if it's got too much, you want to add another one, you add another one in, and you keep going and going and going. Maybe you look like, we just looked at OPU, and they have, 7 of them, or, whatever they have in there. And maybe you just have a bunch of them by the time you get to the later servers. But you really need to make the determination. One thing I will say is, there's just no use to complain about it. It's just going to exist, and there's no way to stop it. It's within the rules. Nobody's cheating by doing it. You may look at it as, well, they're lying, they're cheating, they're manipulating the system. Sure, whatever you want to say that makes you feel better. The bottom line is the game allows it to happen. They've taken advantage of the rules to their advantage. There's no one to cry to about it. So either adopt it or don't, but plan for it is my point. That it exists and it's not going away, and you really just need to plan for it. So that may be, like I said, you run into them and you just save your points and say, we're not going to be able to beat them. And we'll just move on with that, and okay. If that's the case, then fine. If you're using it, then you're well within your rules to use it. And, we just went against it and lost to it. And yeah, like we won kill event is kind of like our pushback of, when it came down to not using zombie accounts for something and actually a team fighting for something, we won kill event. And, that's okay. That's, you could take that and put it in your cap and walk away and feel good about yourself because you won the kill event contest, but you lost a week. That's the bottom line. You lost a week. You got to just realize that that's going to occur. So I do think that it's a major point to plan for moving forward and making sure that you have a rock solid strategy, because it's not going away. Okay. So let your team know, be on the lookout for it. Maybe you want to start it and adopt it to start the accounts. It's very easy to do. You can have anybody in your alliance start that account, a low person who's looking to just manage it. You can have, it's difficult to have the team manage it necessarily. I guess you can get an email address where everybody shares the password. You could go that route and have then anybody be able to log in and manage it. I would be careful for those that get angry at your alliance and have that username and password, because they can just delete it and it goes away. But the good news is you just start over again and you just restart an account. It doesn't take that long, right? So anyway, that is all for me. QB18 out.